Hi, how are you doing today on this morning, evening, afternoon, night, whatever time of day it is? If you are currently on this planet breathing oxygen and watching this recording, hi, nice to meet you, my friend. Anyways, I want to talk about a few things. Let's first get into this game. I want to talk about a few things. The first one being is the lighting. I noticed in the other videos the lighting was not the greatest, and so I had to make a change. I was kind of tucked into the corner, and so there was just no lighting. So I kind of flipped or rotated the table so it's in front of the balcony, and so the light that comes in can shine on my face now. So that's a positive. Okay, so the queen is out in the middle. What are we going to do? So anyways, that is a positive. Right now it may not look like it. That's because it's kind of later in the day and the sun is going down and it is getting dark. Just in general though, from now on there will be better lighting. I do plan to film or to make these videos when the light is when the sun is shining through the freaking balcony. And that brings me to the story. The balcony is the main part of today's story, actually. Yes, it is. So this summer is my first summer living where I currently live, right? And let me tell you, I was not prepared for what nature had in store for me, right? I was not prepared. And what do I mean? I usually like sitting outside on my balcony any time of the day. So the door is open quite frequently. And I learned a lesson, all right? At night, my balcony is an ecosystem for bugs. It's a get-together for bugs, right? Every bug on planet Earth wants a piece of my balcony, and it's not surprising at all. Because there are lights on the balcony, and what are we doing here? What are we doing here, Mr. Man? There are lights on the balcony, and there are lights in my room, so I can't be surprised when there are a ton of bugs. And I learned early on, every time I opened the balcony door, just a freaking swarm of bugs would enter my room. And so I've been trying to limit the amount of times I open my balcony door. I say you're not wait, what is this? Am I about to get fluffed up right here? Let me just go here. I try to limit the amount of times I open the balcony door. But that leads me to the next thing. What happens when there are a lot of bugs? Yes, spiders. The friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, right? When you got a lot of bugs, it's bound to be some freaking spiders, right? So my balcony is basically home of many spiders. You know, I bet a scientist who studies spiders would have a grand old time on my balcony. And just something that I want to clarify first, before I actually get into the juicy bit, as I just freaking fork my entire existence right here. Gosh, man, holy freaking smokes, this is so annoying. One thing I wanted to clarify is I'm actually not too afraid of spiders, right? I'm actually quite fascinated with the spiders. I have seen a few spider documentaries, watched some YouTube videos, and of course have seen spiders in person. I know, isn't that amazing? I have actually seen quite a few spiders in person. They do live on this planet, so you are going to see them. But anyways, I'm kind of fascinated with spiders a little bit, and just insects really as well. My favorite insect are honeybees. Is honeybees? I don't know the grammar. I don't know the correct grammar. Are honeybees? And I eventually, when it's all said and done, I would like to have a honeybee farm. But that is a story. That is another story for another time. We are talking about spiders this one, and I know there are many people out there who are like, if a spider even touches their room, the whole room has to, you gotta bomb the room now. Like you gotta blow it up now, right? I know that's the ideal solution for people who are afraid of spiders and would not want a spider to be in their room. They rather pack up and find a new planet. Me, on the other hand, I am not that bothered by spiders. It's not the greatest, most appealing insect to me, right? Especially when it's a massive spider. I'm kind of still like, I rather not. Right? But this spider is small. It's not the smallest spider, but it's not the biggest spider. It's not going to kill me. And I know there's a huge, and I did not mean to do that, but I think it's fine for us actually. Anyways, what was I saying? I know there's this huge stigma on spiders, especially growing up. Like, it was the black widows, brown recluses. If you get bit, you're going to die, right? Which is not true. It's actually pretty rare to die from a spider bite. It's not ideal. It's not ideal to get bit by a spider, right? It's not what I'm saying, as I get absolutely destroyed right here. It's not what I'm saying. But most likely you're not going to die. Some cases probably, but most of the time I don't believe so. So yeah, a few days ago I saw my little roommate here, and the Amazon package, the white and blue package envelope thingy-majigger, yes, you probably are familiar with it, right? So I get that out of the trash, and I see the spider in the corner, which is living in the bottom part of the balcony door, in a crack in the door or something like that. It's there, right? So I try to scoop it out with the envelope package thingy, and it said, nope. What are you trying to do, buddy? Did you not know that I called the landlord and I moved in? That's exactly what the spider said as it ran into its crack, right? And so at this point, I'm like, all right, I'm not too bothered. It's kind of like a trade-off, actually. Take care of the bugs and you can live rent-free. And I know that it's not going to kill me, right? The spider's not going to kill me. It's been in its corner the entire time. I'm pretty sure it's not going to take its time to make go. I tried to move the piece and my mouse just wouldn't respond. I am doing swell today. How are you doing? You doing good? That's amazing right there. And I really could have won. I really could have won that one Anyways, we're going to go to a shorter game so I can finish my freaking story. We're going to do a 2-in-1 bullet. Why don't we? 2-in-1 bullet. This is going to be interesting right here. I mean, bullet is so hard to do. Oh, can we find a new teammate? Thank you. Who is our new Mean Green Beans from the United States? Anyways, as I was saying, the spider, she is, I think she, right? I think the main, or not the main, I'm sorry. Not the main. The bigger spiders are the female spiders. I'm not a spider person, okay? I don't know exactly, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I'm just gonna say spider. This spider is in the corner chilling, not really bothering me. I'm sure it's not out to get me or anything, so it's kind of like a trade-off, right? I'm not too fluffed up. I don't plan on setting my room on fire anytime soon. And we'll see what happens. It usually comes out during the night. Usually comes out during the nighttime, and it just sits there. Sits there. What's going on? What do I need to know? Basically. And during the day, it retreats back into the crack, which is pretty interesting. I got a little friend here taking care of the bugs. So that's the situation that's going on. I have a spider roommate. The other thing is, I have been getting a lot of bug bites recently. I don't know if it's spider bites. I'm pretty sure at least one of them is a spider bite. But I have been getting more spider bites, bug bites. Did I say this? Did I say this already? Fun fact: spiders aren't insects, they are arachnids. Did you know that? If you didn't know that, cool, you learn something new every day. I learned that a few years ago. Interesting stuff. You know what I mean? Ooh, this is a good opportunity for us, because if they don't see that their queen is in danger right here, they're gonna get fluffed up. Oh, please don't do that, mouse. Please don't do that. But that reminds me actually of the time I was in pre-K, I believe, first grade. I remember first grade. I was in first grade, and oh my gosh, what is this? Do I go here? I was in first grade, and my teacher, I don't know if I can remember her name. I think it started with an H. I'm not sure. But my teacher, right? Interesting individual, I must say. She kept pets in the room, and that's not out of the ordinary. Preschool, you have a hamster, you have some fish in the classroom. It's not super bizarre. It's pretty normal. I think. But the one thing that I was kind of like, all right, the clock's kind of loose in my teacher here. I remember the hamster. We had a hamster, a fish, and I remember one day coming into class, she said, children, we have a new pet with us today. She's probably just joking around, so. But when I was younger, I was like, no, she is dead serious on this. She was like, children, we have a new pet. And I'm excited. I'm like, we have a new pet? Are you serious? A new pet? Who doesn't love a new freaking pet, right? And this is what she says. We have a new pet. And I see a fly. Oh my goodness, what is going on? I see a fly zoom in across the classroom, and I'm like, oh, well, that's weird. So where's the new pet? And she says, meet our new pet, Bob the fly. Um, and I am just distraught because, and I just lost on timeout when I was trying to tell the story, and it just went in like that. It's okay. Yeah. We came in the classroom. I saw a fly flying across my face, and she said that was our new pet. And I just was upset the entire day because how are you going to say we have a new pet and tease us and then freaking say we have a new pet fly? Like, lady, are you okay? Anyways, that was all I have today.